Started painting when I was about 8, like getting into it, and didn't really take it seriously until I was maybe 16. Kind of got quite bored of school and realised what I wanted to do.
I started in 2007 just painting graffiti with some friends from school. I had a friend that was in my class and his older brother was like a legendary graffiti writer. So he kind of just showed me his older brother's work and kind of got hooked on that. But before that I'd always just been drawn as a kid, just always had an interest in art, drawing and painting and stuff.
I always loved lettering and type, and I just started painting letters, and every character in the alphabet is so different. I just loved the endless styling possibilities and all shading options you can try.
It's a fun kind of game, what the image actually looks like, because I could have drawn a phone a million different ways and I tried out a bunch of different ways. It's really interesting to see like how can I make it in a way that people will look at it and straight away they'll be like, oh, it's a phone and it's a big 90s phone.
Pretty amazing actually after the past year. It's just so many people making unbelievable stuff. I think a lot of people are just raring to go really, waiting for spaces to become more available and maybe a bit more support. I think it's great. It's glad to be part of it.
Our street art scene, whatever mishmash with both of them, has really grown like the last 10, 15 years maybe, and it's just getting more and more impressive. There's just so many artists like just coming out of the woodwork and just upping their game, so it kind of forces other people to kind of, push themselves a bit more.
I think it's buzzing and thriving. Like, I mean, in the illustration scene and visual arts in general, and also like more like street art, I think it's brilliant that we were able to work so much throughout the pandemic and just kind of bringing the art outside, like on the street, and just being able to paint a lot of walls and have a few like festivals going and just people showing up and asking you questions.
Despite not seeing people for nearly 2 years, I feel more part of something here than I ever have before. I feel like people really banded together and supported each other, and then also supported the world at large. Like, there was lots of beautiful initiatives through COVID supporting so many good causes and stuff, and I really feel like the scene, the Irish creative community really showed that they were a force to be reckoned with and a force to do good too, which was cool.
There's no competitiveness or everyone's kind of passing on jobs if someone can't do it.
Anytime I need some advice, I can just call up some older heads like Macer or James Early and they'll just give me great advice, and then if I can pass that down, I'd try to if someone's looking for advice off me.
And I think just with the reopening of everything, it's great to have exhibitions, shows, and just having things to look forward to, and just going to gallery openings with friends, and I think it's just full of optimism right now, and we really all needed that.
So I chose a song by Larry Heard. Just immediately stood out. Kind of started listening to that type of music when I was about 16. Would have been in places like this listening to it. And I chose something that stood out to me in the song that says "Shelter Me." Kind of thought that a creative space like this is in a way a shelter to people. I just thought it worked really well.
I chose "Loaded" by Primal Scream, the Andy Weatherall remix, and I chose to paint a portrait of the character Heavenly Blues from the movie Wild Angels. He's played by Peter Fonda, and that's what the sample at the start of the song is. It's a speech that Heavenly Blues makes in the movie.
When I looked through the playlist given to me by the Bird Show, the one that really jumped out was "Sexy Boy." I just really loved that song, and I just think it's funny, and I thought the sexy could look really big and make a great impact on the wall here.
I just heard the song "I Wish" by Steve Lowe, and it's really descriptive. You have all these things that this guy wishes he had or was, and I was like, that's really cool, I can draw those things.
Doing a piece based on Depeche Mode's "Enjoy the Silence." I have very vivid memories of it from NCAD parties back in the mid-2000s. It's just a banger. It's uplifting, it's a beautiful song.
The song I chose was "Don't Fight It, Feel It" by Primal Scream. And I thought it was kind of like, because it's electronic, a bit like psychedelic. So I went to use like psychedelic patterns, I guess. Try and make it a bit trippy, like wavy. And there's two girls in it, you can't see them yet, but they're like having little martinis.
The song is called "Spacer Woman." So yeah, I just went all in with like the space and feminine theme, I suppose, and trying to get some colours that are a little bit out of my colour range usually. And it's all about a space woman. Maybe she's kind of alien or something, and she sees maybe a man or somebody and she's telling him, I just want to love you, I don't want you to run away or something like that.
The one that I sort of stuck on was this song, Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode. I really liked the music video. It was basically the singer was walking through these vast landscapes. He was wearing a king's outfit, and he was basically, the metaphor was he was a king and he had everything he wanted in the world, but all he really, really, really wanted was just a moment of peace. So he was kind of going through these vast landscapes, just trying to find that. Apparently all of these animals, from my research, are, like the noise that they can make with their mouths is quite inaudible to humans.
The great thing about being an artist is you can always just create anyway. I'm not dependent.
Art, it's just something I do for fun. Like, I just started painting and drawing as a kid for fun, and it's naturally progressed into doing this kind of stuff. If I didn't do that, I don't know what I'd be doing. Like,